Previously on Hardcore and Rainbows. Yes, it's gonna be amazing. And hopefully, we can make these villagers wealthier than they could ever imagine. Riches beyond their wildest dreams. But before we can do that, there is a whole forest in our way. Oh, well, hello there. I was just doing some stuff over here at our thing back here. It's not very beautiful, but I don't want to have to explain why we've got this really ugly village still, and we're all the way here in episode 2. I mean, this is pretty horrible, right? This is just like no good. This village is outright disgraceful. So what have we even done this whole time? Does this table look familiar to you? Well, it might just be. That, my friends, is because this is the very remnants of the mangrove swamp from episode 1. Yes, that's right. And as you may be able to tell, some things have changed. I'm actually really glad that you came because we were just picking up the last bit of this iron here from our farm, which didn't last very long. But we're not going to talk about that. It had its own issues. But right now, we want to actually see what progress we've made on our village. And I will take you myself. So we're going to take a walk through with these shaders, and we're going to explore the lore behind this mangrove village. Starting with our house and the farms that we have installed within the house. This is actually our own personal home, and there's a lot to see inside, so let's go ahead and take a look. I believe you would call this the dining room or lounge or entry room. I'm not sure, but this is equipped with some tables and some chairs, as well as a bathroom here. And the bathroom is it's got some functions other than just washing your hands after you do your business. But as you can see, you would think, where's the toilet? Well, I actually live in a part of the world that doesn't use above ground toilets. Instead, they have these squat toilets here with some places to put your feet and squat down. And I thought that we could actually install a squat toilet here so that we can squat on down into the sewers, as you see. And in the sewers, we have ourselves the results of the toilet. So I suppose when we have some things that we don't need, we just flush them on down the toilet, like so. And yeah, if we need something in the future that's random, it's probably down there. Washing the hands is an important part of maintaining good hygiene. And yes, there is a bubble column upstairs, but we will investigate that in just a moment. The back room here is also equipped with 2 sofas. The one sofa is the pirate sofa. Harr! And the other sofa is the chicken sofa. I should call it the cow and chicken sofa. So you can choose what noise you want to listen to. I prefer to stay in the middle on the lovely carpet, where I don't have to hear either one. And yes, we've got some storage in here because we do like having random boxes with random storage. For some reason, regardless how organized we get, it's nice just having some random boxes, right? And in the back room, we have our chicken and cow farms, respectively. They also have some perks, such as the fact that they are always extremely full, and we would just normally manually fill up the eggs here and take some of the other stuff, like the raw chicken bits, and we would shuffle on down, similar to our toilet back there, into the sewer, where we can store all of these things that are unnecessary. And I suppose we should gear up too, just to be safe. Let's go back in out of the noise of the farms, and let's check out a little bit more relaxing farm upstairs. And I think I need to equip myself with some water before we go to that farm. Which we don't actually have any water. Instead, we have some powdered snow. So let's put this in a nice chilling spot for a moment. Gather a little bit of this water here and take a look upstairs from the bathroom. Okay. Up here we've got a pretty cool view of our monkey statue, our library, and the pagoda back there. But the main feature of our roof is this boat farm, which is actually a wheat farm. But we are using the inside for farming purposes. I'll send a couple more batches of water down to wash the remaining bits. And yes, after you flood the garden, you would just return, I suppose, to the garden collection system, which is in the return elevator where you came from. But normally you can't go down a bubble elevator, so we have cleverly installed a retreat feature, which can be navigated without any hands. Hands-free technology. Once we exit our beautiful bathroom, we will take a look at the storage system and its collection results. But first, I would like to show you this building here with the clever or curious monkey out front. This is our library, and in fact it's nighttime, as you can see, and I would like to get some rest before we talk too much about this place. And yes, we have an expensive bed. Underneath our floor here is our automatic sugarcane farm to assist our librarians with all of the sugarcane that they need. And we can just watch over here as it's collected and spat out next to our thirsty librarian, who actually enjoys this sugarcane a lot. The library is relatively empty. We have a lot of books to write and a lot of books to collect in order to create a much vaster room of knowledge, I suppose. But as for now, we do have some useful things, and I think it's super, super beautiful. Just ignore the back room there with the shady villager setup. Nobody knows what's going on back there. And, oops. Nobody needs to know what's going on back there. When we exit the library to the right, over here, we will enter a small garden where we usually take our lunch breaks over here on our beautiful little lunch tables. And the garden is still in progress. There's Sunny and Chip over there on their beautiful bird bath. And yeah, we've got just a few decorative things going on. This is where we come to calm our nerves when we've had too much work, building and such. The side of our house is home to our villager breeder. It is an automatic breeder. However, unfortunately, there is no way for me to stop them making babies. So we just leave it open and leave it up to chance what happens when they're born. As you might be wondering, the village breeder actually sends the villagers into a clever location where we can then acquire them for future use. And you want to take a guess where that might be? Is it in the house with the boat? Is it in the library? Is it in the mysterious red house? The great blue pagoda? Pagoda, potato, pagoda? I don't know. Inside of our rocky little doohickey, where do you think our villagers could be? Well, I think if you remember from seeing the episode a little bit earlier when we were in progress, before we had any houses, we in fact had a villager containment center and you might hear them right now. Yes, that's right. This is the villager containment statue right here under the tree. And it's amazing, actually, how it functions. Essentially, you would just put a minecart on the track here, and it would shoot a villager out the other side. However, there is a little bit of a mechanism involved, which would be to climb inside and to replace the slime block here with the electrified or powered rail and flip the lever so that it functions. But this is our storage for the villagers that we would add to the city in the future. And it's under a beautiful tree here in the middle of our quaint town. You saw the library, you've seen our house, but now it's on to the last few buildings. And just over here, you probably see that there is a house that is vacant, all but the llamas and boats. And yes, this house does have some back roomage here, you know, in case somebody wants to take a quick nap, as well as an empty top floor, which I'm not completely sure what we will do with yet. But it's a beautiful house, complements the area for sure. And beside our beautiful red house is our large blue pagoda, and this is the waterfall pagoda. And let me take my shadowy hat off here. This pagoda took a very, very long time to grind and put together because of the intricacies involved in the building process. But I would love to take you around, as it's still unfinished and there's a lot to do there, but I think we can definitely go ahead and take a look. Here at the entrance to the Waterfall Pagoda, we have actually a good display of how this place was built, using a variety of different rare and complicated blocks, such as the water inside the mangrove roots here, and the twinkling patterns of the skulk blocks and skulk veins. But this building is currently only occupied on the first 3 floors by a unintentional bread farm, which will be eventually fixed to produce wheat. It does have various floors, which have various things going on, as you can see. Some exploitations, but let's not talk about that, yeah? Let's just think about if you were trapped forever somewhere, wouldn't it be lovely to live here? It's got a great view, an excellent view of everything that's going on. I mean, you can even see the slime farm over there if you look close enough. The top of the library, of course, is still a work in progress. We've got lots of plans for that, as well as the top of this pagoda here. But let's see if we can find a quick way off of our pagoda. I suppose this is probably the best way. Okay, like a pro. And over here, we have the wilderness. And I'm hoping that we can expand the wilderness and make it a little bit more involved with our city here, right? The last house is our quarry house, which is where we are preparing and executing massive projects. As you can see, we have quite a few mules who are prepared indeed for a future project, and that will be coming up after episode 2 is released. But we need a lot of powdered snow. Here you can see we have a multi-purpose farm that uses some automatic redstone, which we don't have on us right at the moment. But this quarry house is actually, as the name suggests, a preparation for the quarry in the future that we are intending on manufacturing or creating? I don't know. Anyways, yes, our shiny new boat resting on top of our beautiful home, and the last but not least house of the tour today is 321 Wolfie Way. And excuse me, sorry, I forgot to knock. Hello, Wolfie and Wolfie's wife. We have a beautiful place for our pups here, with a beautiful view to the back. Please ignore the messy, unfinished sidewalk. But, we only have so much time to do infinite projects, right? And there's only so many ways you can finish a never-ending project. And yes, at the border of finished and not finished, there is this awkward little layer of perhaps I need to finish this. But yeah, anyways, that's the village. That's pretty much all. I think it's absolutely swell, super, super beautiful. It's got an amazing purpose. It's got a beautiful feel and a spectacular vibe here, with the corruption of the water, and just everything feels nice. It feels good to explore and to create and to do things inside of a village such as this. The shaders have come off, and with that I would like to take you for a nighttime tour around the local area. But first, of course, let's get safe, yeah? In the darkness there is danger, but there is also mystery. And these mysteries of how we are accomplishing certain things are due to our beautiful farms, which keep us stocked with all the supplies we need. And with farms comes the disastrous effect of having to spam torch, light up different things so that these kinds of attacks at night don't happen to you, as well as it gives you a lot of area to work with when you're making mob farms. And so I appreciate the behind the scenes work as well as the upfront part too, the thing that you're looking at that's all beautiful and whatnot. Here we have our survival farm. This is what gives us the totems of undying which we need to survive from a fatal error. And it's a pretty straightforward farm. It's going to work pretty fast once we go down this hole here. And you see we are inside of our beautiful and safe and comfortable farm, which automatically slays the totem-wheeling foes from a great drop into dripstone, and sends our goodies down here into a box. This is just an emergency. This is for us if we need help to survive, which right now we actually don't. But, you never know. Something can happen at any time in Minecraft, and especially in hardcore. So we like to be safe. Over here is our open range sugarcane and a cactus collector. This is not hooked up to any redstone, unlike the one inside the library. This is just a fill your pockets as it goes kind of thing, and it's very satisfying to do. Yes, there it goes. Off it goes to collect some sugarcane. We can do the same thing with the bamboo, of course, but, I don't need any bamboo right now. And I really don't need too much sugarcane either. But we'll take some of this, I think we're going to come back for the rest of the sugarcane in the morning. That's not really what we were focusing on at the moment. I think what we want to say, instead of play, instead of sugarcane, instead of, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Trapdoors, doors, randomness, crazy things, English, speaking, all that jibber jabber. What we're trying to say is thank you. Oops. Oh man, I am so clumsy. Thank you so much for joining me today in our beautiful tour of the city, which, as you can see, is a very comfortable environment for us to set up future projects within. So, yeah, I think we actually do have something that we need to do before we go. But as for right now, I bid you all the most amazing, spectacular, inspiring lives that you've ever lived and ever experienced. And I know that you will find that in the present moment if you look under your nose. But this is goodbye, and I will see you next time.